Imagine this. You've been receiving strange phone calls. Calls where the only thing you hear when you pick up is static. But it gets weirder. One evening, you're hanging out with a friend and you see them outside your window. Then what happens next defies explanation. Hello, I'm Erudai and welcome to Moonskull. If you're looking for tales of horror, the paranormal, sci-fi, and the unexplained, then you are in the right place. I know you 5,000 wonderful fear addicts, as well as the 30% of you closet horror buffs who have still not subscribed yet, are eager to get to the story I just mentioned, so let's dive into Lily's chilling experience. Lily had been receiving strange phone calls for a few days. At first, she thought nothing of it. Wrong numbers, maybe. But then the calls began to happen every evening around the same time. She'd pick up the phone, and all she would hear is static. It wasn't the usual kind of wrong number call, though. This felt different. Something about the way the static hissed in the earpiece made the hair on her neck stand up. After a while, she just stopped answering, but then it all started to feel personal. She began to dread hearing that familiar ringing sound at night. One evening, after another unhelpful static-filled call, Lily decided to clear her head and go for a walk. She called her best friend Kate to go meet her for coffee. Kate lived just a few blocks away, so it was a quick walk to her place. The moment Lily stepped outside, she froze. Across the street, standing in the dim light of the street lamp, was a figure that looked exactly like Kate. But something was wrong. The figure was standing completely still, staring straight ahead with no sign of movement. It wasn't like Kate to stand so rigidly, like a mannequin. And there was no way Kate would be out there so late without responding to Lily's calls or texts. Lily's heart started to race as she crossed the street cautiously. She called out, "Kate," but the figure didn't respond. She walked a little closer, calling again, but still no movement. At this point, something didn't sit right. She turned to leave, deciding that maybe it was just a stranger who happened to look like her best friend, but just as she turned, the figure finally moved. It slowly lifted its hand and waved. Lily's blood ran cold. This wasn't the Kate she knew. She immediately turned around and rushed back to Kate's apartment. When she arrived, she found Kate sitting on her couch, wearing a hoodie and snacking on chips like she always did. "Hey, Kate," Lily said, her voice trembling. "You were just standing outside in the street across the road by the street lamp, but was that you?" Kate looked at her, eyes wide. "No, I wasn't outside at all. I've been in here watching Netflix the whole time. You must have seen someone else." Lily stood there in disbelief, trying to process the situation. The calls, the figures outside, and now her best friend denying that it was even her. She didn't know what to make of it. Her mind raced, but there was no mistake. She had seen Kate standing eerily under the streetlight, right there. The unease lingered for a few more days, but things seemed to return to normal. Until, 5 days later, it happened again. Another late-night phone call, more static, and a strange chill running through her body. Lily stepped outside, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. She crossed the street to Kate's building, but when she looked across the road again, there it was, another figure standing under the street lamp. Lily's breath hitched. This time, she didn't hesitate. She ran full speed across the street, heart pounding. When she reached the spot, the figure turned towards her, and just like before, the figure raised its hand in that same eerie wave. But this time, she didn't have to ask. The figure's face was a perfect mirror image of Kate, but somehow different. Its expression was completely blank. Lily screamed and bolted for Kate's door. She rushed inside and immediately started dialing her number, panicking, but this time her phone started buzzing in her hand. It was Kate calling. When Kate answered, Lily's voice was frantic. "Kate, you have to get here right now. There's something strange happening." Kate's voice was calm. Too calm. Lily, I'm here. Where are you? I'm in my apartment. I was just talking to you. Lily stood frozen, clutching the phone in her hand. She turned towards the street lamp, her eyes wide, heart racing. But the figure was gone. There was no sign of it. But a feeling of dread settled deep in her chest. Lily couldn't explain it. She just tried to convince herself that she was just tired, stressed, maybe seeing things, but deep down she knew something was wrong, and she couldn't shake the feeling that her best friend, the real Kate, had been missing something much darker than she could comprehend. And there you have it, folks, a haunting tale of a seemingly normal night that spiraled into pure terror. What do you think happened to Lily and Kate? Was there something in the street that wasn't truly Kate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you want more of this kind of wild paranormal real life madness, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe, because we got plenty more where this came from. I'm Arudai. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, sometimes the scariest things are the ones we can't explain.